Ciao, I'm Vittoria, your trusted realtor, and today we're going to be discussing ugly houses. And believe me, I have seen and sold many ugly houses. If your house is less than perfect and maybe a little bit ugly, I got you covered. No worries. We're going to go through step by step on how to transform your house for almost no money and get it sold quickly. The examples I'm going to be showing you are from a property that I sold here in Glenview, 4 days for $50,000 over asking. And you might be asking yourself, like, what's this business about naked windows? Just be sure to watch till the end of the video where I cover what a naked window is. So let's dive right in. The first photo that you're gonna see here is of one of the bedrooms. Now, you'll notice the heavy drapes. It's kind of cluttered, and then that creepy stuffed animal on the bed in the corner there. You for sure need to remove any weird creepy dolls or stuffed animals. Like, that is a huge turnoff to buyers. I honestly just told my clients to remove everything out of that bedroom. We also remove the heavy drapery because it's super important to let the light shine in. Decluttering, rearranging, and cleaning like you've never cleaned before. You've heard me say it, but a clean house goes a really long way. I had my clients remove all of the dated furniture from this particular house and definitely from this room. Virtual staging can sound a little scary and expensive, but it's really not. And typically, realtors will pay for that. So when I have a seller, I pay for the virtual staging because then I can have control over the way the room looks. So in this particular room, it was a very traditional house, and we decided to keep with that traditional theme. Removed the heavy curtains and then brought in a traditional area rug, virtually, a big bed, virtually, and 2 nightstands, again, virtually. So we're not trying to trick anybody here, right? We don't want to pull a bait and switch. When people see the virtually staged photo in the MLS, I always make sure to write in that it's virtually staged. All the photos and all the virtual furniture is to scale, and it gives people a visual of what the room would look like. Looking at a listing with furniture, even if it's virtually staged, is way more appealing to buyers than looking at a photo of just an empty room. Now we're going to move to the dining room. The dining room had a dated chandelier, heavy curtains, and a lot of bulky dated furniture. I had my client donate and remove all of the furniture. We did leave those window treatments because they were neutral enough. And then we zip tied actually the chandelier up so nobody would hit their head when they actually came in and looked at the home. People are concerned with showing an empty house, but honestly, an empty house is way better than a house with all of this furniture that was just super dated and that buyers could not see beyond. So for this particular room, I had my seller paint the room. We removed all of the furniture and then we virtually staged it again. A little bit more modern, a lot lighter. We let the light in with the windows, and the photographs turned out amazing. Another thing we did for this property was remove all of the heavy curtains. They were super dated, old, crusty, smelly, dusty, not good. So other than in the dining room, we took down all the curtains, just threw them all away, and let the light in. It's super important to let all of the natural light in. And that's what I mean by naked windows. Naked windows are totally fine. It's gorgeous, especially this time of year when everything is lush and green. And a perfect example of this is right behind me in my own living room. I have no curtains. I have the lush and green right behind me, and I absolutely love it. My client was absolutely incredible and listened to all of my advice. In addition to prepping the house, another thing that really helped this house sell quickly was all of my marketing. Even though it was an ugly house, I still went through my whole marketing program, which included a coming soon video with a drone. It showed how amazing the yard looked with the park that was literally across the street. Flick Park was incredible, and it's 2 blocks away. The video goes on my YouTube channel, which you're watching right now, and I pay to advertise this property on many of my social networks, which, what does that do? That brings in more buyers. A lot of agents think that all they have to do is slap their house on the MLS, say a prayer. Well, I'm telling you, exposing your property to more buyers that might have missed it on one of their apps will help you sell it for top dollar. Another thing I did was hold 2 open houses, one on Saturday and one on Sunday. Now, I know a lot of agents have kind of gotten away from holding open houses because they're like, why would we need to hold open houses? I will tell you, it is my secret weapon. I hold open houses. I have all of the showings during my open houses. Of course, I will accommodate private showings as well as people ask, but I try and get everybody in the house at once. I can have open houses with 30, 40, 50 people in it. What does that do? That creates a frenzy. When people come in and they see all of these other people around, even in an ugly house, they're like, oh my God, this must be a special property. what's going on? We need to bid on it. And with this particular house, I got 9 offers. You might be thinking to yourself, 9 offers? Who needs 9 offers? Although what that does is really put my sellers in a position of strength. They're able to select the offer that meets their needs the best. For example, cash versus financed, if it's as is versus it having a full-blown inspection, and then obviously a closing date. This guy wanted a very fast closing date, and we closed in literally 3 weeks, which was amazing. Ultimately, was one of the most important things that we did was we priced it right. I looked at all the comps in that neighborhood, in the Flick Park neighborhood, and I determined in the previous 6 months where that sweet spot was. I didn't want to go too crazy, 100, 150,000 over, because I knew then people were going to come in and they're going to go, well, this house is ugly. It needs to be gutted. It needs new bathrooms. It needs floors. It needs carpet. And instead, I wanted them to come in and say, oh my gosh, this house is all brick. It's got a beautiful yard. It's an amazing neighborhood right by the park. And they're able to see the potential in the home. That's what's super important. And that's what kind of bids up the price. You don't want someone walking in the house thinking, oh my God, they're nuts. What are they asking for? X amount of dollars. They're crazy. You want them walking in going, wow, this is a great value and I'm willing to pay this much more for it potentially because I see it as a value and I can make it my own. So I've been doing this for 20 years. I'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And if you have any questions on how this process all went, please feel free to reach out to me, send me a message, and I would be happy to help you. Ciao.